It's really hard. Musicians barely make any money. I know a lot of other people are experiencing that as well here. I know you said you can't bring it up, but
no, I mean we talked about there's a strike and there's yeah.
But like, so there's like that, and that I think a lot of artists seeing that strike, it's got them thinking like, how do we do that? Like us too. Like we don't make any money either. Yeah. The problem with it is that there are certain unions for artists, but it's more like very specific niche things, like an orchestra player or a session player or a touring musician. Not really anything to protect singers, songwriters. So it's really difficult to figure out how to form that union, or how is that possible. There are organizations already that have been working on like getting up to legislation to, increase royalty percentages and stuff. And people are fighting for it. But I hope there's a wave soon that comes where we also can find a way collectively to like gather somehow a massive amount of people to be on the same page and do something about it.
Yeah, I think even more than the film and TV industry, the music industry is notorious for, really bad deals for the artists.
My goodness. Yeah. I mean, they are just... Yeah, it's wild. I've had songs with millions of streams and seen like pennies from that. It's wild. Really? Yeah, it's like every time period, every 5 years in the industry, things drastically change, At one point, people were selling CDs in, Walmart, and then it went all to iTunes, and, now it's all streaming, and there's all the TikTok, and all the market is so oversaturated. It's so hard to cut through everything and find like, will we ever have like just a great generational artist again past this point? Because sometimes there's a part of me that's like, I've had momentum going in my career for a long time. And sometimes I'm just like, damn, I wish I could have blown up a little bit more before like TikTok came out. Like I wish I could have made it before I had to like be at a point still to where you have to make 3 videos a day and like show your personality and find ways to, and it's just like wild to me because I'm already writing albums and like playing shows and doing all the creative and all the things. And I'm like, okay. So if I'm going to keep it going, now I have to also learn how to like video all this stuff. Kinda. I'm still figuring it out. I'm not knocking it. I know it's worked for a lot of people, but it does add a whole other level of like, this doesn't feel like what I should be doing, to be honest.
Right. I can definitely relate to that because I think my natural, like, even though I blew up on the internet and it opened up so many doors to me, and I'm extremely grateful for that. There's this part of me that just wishes it was like the 90s and you see like a big movie star would go do a great film and then they come out and do all this press and then they'd hide and disappear and then they'd be working on the next thing. And there was that like mystery, but also that, preservation of self, where you have a little bit of, you can pull back and you don't have to show the whole world everything all the time. Like, I don't love that aspect of it, but to your point, it's like, we're never going to have another, I mean, we might, but I don't really think we'll have another Elvis or a Michael Jackson because it is so saturated with so many people that it's, before when we had 12 channels on the TV, if you're on one of those, you're as famous as it gets, Now we've got 50 plus streaming platforms and all this, and same thing with music too, right?
Well, the other thing too is like, when has like someone showing their entire self and personality actually worked? And I mean, there's like, let me like give context for this. I'm saying like, you see celebrities all the time on social media, like with horrible takes and all this stuff, and they like just get crushed. And it's like, and I'm not saying you would have horrible takes. I'm saying you have like actors and stuff like that, because we were talking about this with Chase, where it's like, it really can just get you in trouble. It doesn't even matter if the take is good or bad, or like the video is good or bad or whatever. It's really just like the culture right now is so like toxic, right? Where like, it's almost like the more you show, it's the more backlash you get. And it's like, it doesn't even matter what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And like, maybe it's different in music or something, but...
No, it's very scary to put yourself out there.
Right,
sure.
right.
More than ever, it's a little scary.
I feel like people...
Maybe I'm just like looking at it like way too negatively of like, just thinking of like actors tweeting bad stuff that gets them in trouble, but...
Well, I think there's a realism in that too, but at the same time, like, at the end of the day, someone could break down, their perspective, and it doesn't matter how good or bad, you could be saving thousands of people and a different country, children that need help, and then they'll be like, well, what about these people? Or what about, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And it's like, all you're doing is typing stuff on the internet and hiding behind a keyboard, instead of like, these people are taking action and trying to put themselves out there to be a better version, share their art and music with the world. It's just like,
if only all the trolls on the internet spent all that energy and time that they're doing that actually towards something good,
productive,
it would be incredible shift that I would love to see. I would love to see that shift.
That's exactly what I'm talking. I'm really just talking about like trolls and stuff out there that like are just super
there's
negative.
So many.
And I guess there's tons, like there's so much to be said about like all your fans that want to hear from you and want to know what you're doing on a daily basis. Like that is definitely the best part of it, right? Of like it's great. It's genuine connection, and you can connect with your fans now more than ever. So like that is a beautiful thing. And I'm not trying to like, I'm really just talking about the trolls and the negative part. You know that.
For sure. It's inescapable, but it's part of it. It just sucks.
But to your point though, exactly what you're saying, where if they could take that negative energy or wherever it is and channel into the good, it's the same thing that I feel about, people trying to scam someone. It's like, you're doing all this to try and make a quick buck, and it's most likely going to bite you in the ass at some point. But what if you did that in a positive manner, you would have a tenfold reward, because it's like you're doing the right thing and it's going to last. There's nothing. That was one of the first things I learned in business, was to not do anything bad. Don't do anything illegal. Don't screw anybody over, because
it's never worth it. Don't be greedy.
No.
Yeah, I think everyone has beautiful gifts and skills and superpowers. It's just choosing how they want to use them. Some people use them for the good, and some people use them for the evil.
Yeah, definitely. And like discovering your own identity is like really key. And when you find what you love, it it reverberates through everyone around you, and like you can actually, like you said, like turn negative energy into positive, or like change your life and start being more productive. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.